So not only would a potential Biden White House promote radical policies like defunding police, it would also have major financial repercussions. As you know, a Democrat in the White House automatically means higher taxes. But reports estimate that Biden's proposals would increase taxes about $3.8 trillion over the next 10 years. It's a scary thought, especially as millions of Americans struggle to stay financially afloat during this pandemic. Joining me now from Dallas, Texas, financial expert and co-founder and chief strategist of GDP Advisors, Seth Denson. Seth, those are some pretty big numbers here, and we heard Biden at the Democratic National Convention talk about his plan being all about jobs, dignity, and respect. What say you?
Well, first, congratulations on the new show, Stephanie. Glad to be with you on this. Listen, this coming from a man who literally hasn't employed anybody. He never ran a business or understands how jobs are created. And that's the real challenge here, is that when you think about the heavy hand of regulation that a Biden-Harris camp wants to put on American business, small business, mid-sized business, and large business, you have to take into account the financial impact that would have. I know that Democrats for a long time have tried to say that trickle economics isn't a real thing. It most certainly is. Facts are facts. And when people get jobs, they typically get them from people who are able to start, run, and properly manage businesses.
Now, when it comes to Biden and regulations too, as well, when he's talking about dignity and more jobs and this and that, we hear him say this over and over again. But if we look at his record, as you pointed out, not only has he not really been a business owner, but like what jobs has he created? And he talks about keeping manufacturing jobs in the U.S. But if you look at his record, he was actually helping send jobs to China.
Well, that's right. And I guess if we were going to give him any credit, maybe he's created some federal jobs because he continues to expand the federal expenditures, which then generate jobs for people. But that's not necessarily the way real economics should work, because, again, as we think about the way that businesses operate, they need to be able to generate revenue, not debt. And that, in turn, helps apply jobs. And the Biden policies under the Obama administration and things that he argued for while his days in the Senate certainly created outsourcing at astronomical levels.
$3.8 trillion over 10 years. I mean, does money grow on trees?
Well, if you talk to Stephanie Kelton, who actually is advising the Biden-Harris ticket on their policy, they believe in the modern monetary theory, which is, in fact, keep printing money. That isn't the way things work. We need to talk about the reality of things like inflation. And so we need to get a handle on this. And by the way, $3.8 trillion is what he wants to collect, but he's already announced he wants to spend an additional $7 to $10 trillion. That just doesn't balance out.
Well, and you just think about how delicate our economy is right now because of the pandemic and what it's going to look like after November. And I would imagine that Americans are really concerned. I mean, we need somebody that can get us through this. And President Trump is proven when it comes to the economy. Yeah.
Love or hate his personality, the reality is that the economy did quite well pre-pandemic. And I was interesting when you listened to the Democrats during their convention. They were constantly pressing about the status of the economy without ever taking any credit for Democratic-led governors that shut down parts of their states in the economy, when in reality we need to focus more on reopening the economy. And who had the economy at its highest level in modern history in that time? President Trump.
Well, if you think about it, you always hear a lot of people on the left congratulate Obama's administration and former President Obama for President Trump's great economy. But now that the economy is terrible because of, well, it's not terrible, but what's happening with coronavirus, now like no one's giving Obama credit.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, listen, again, this is politics at its best. Deflect from reality, use your talking points and hope that nobody pays attention.
When it comes to Biden, he was talking about a $700 billion investment in research and development and new technologies, such as biotech, clean energy, and artificial intelligence. This kind of reminds me of what they were doing in the Obama-Biden White House, where they would just pump this money into kind of like random businesses. It was Solyndra. It was a total scam, and a few jobs were made out of that.
Yeah, that's right. And again, I go back to my earlier point. Talking points sound good, but where's the reality of this? I mean, that one was specifically for environmental friendly companies that never actually delivered anything. And I'm all for investment in technology. Technology is the wave of the future, but we need to make sure we're doing it in a way that is going to yield return to the American people.
Yeah, it shouldn't cost more to actually create a job that doesn't even really pay that well. So that's something that needs to be looked at. And as you pointed out, Biden has all these feel-good things to say, but it's fantasy world, fantasy land. Well, we're going to have to leave it here, Seth. Thank you.